Have you ever felt that sudden, urgent need to find a restroom? A feeling that dictates your plans, limits your outings, and subtly, yet profoundly, diminishes your freedom? For women over 60, this isn't just an occasional inconvenience. It's an unspoken truth for far too many, a constant whisper of worry that dictates daily life. The discreet rustle of a pad, the ever-present anxiety of a cough or a laugh, the quiet resignation to a life lived increasingly close to a toilet. These are the realities that pads, despite their promise of discretion, can never truly solve. They offer a temporary shield, not a lasting solution, leaving the underlying problem unaddressed and often worsening over time. It's time we talk about what's really happening with our bladders and why simply absorbing leaks isn't just inadequate. It's often holding us back from the vibrant, active lives we deserve. Before we dive deep into the unspoken truth about your bladder and why pads aren't the answer, if you're looking for a community dedicated to embracing every stage of life with wisdom, joy, and practical strategies, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now on Aging Gracefully 60. We're here to guide you through the journey of aging, not just gracefully, but powerfully. One of the most pervasive and emotionally draining challenges many women over 60 face is the relentless fear of bladder leaks. It's a silent companion, shadowing every outing, every social gathering, every moment of physical exertion. This isn't merely about occasional drips. It's the profound psychological impact of constantly anticipating a mishap. The apprehension begins even before leaving the house, as you consider how far away the nearest restroom might be, whether you'll be able to get there in time, and if your chosen outfit will betray any signs of an accident. This hypervigilance creates a continuous state of anxiety, a low hum of worry that underpins much of daily life. The joy of spontaneity diminishes as every plan becomes contingent on bladder proximity. Imagine wanting to enjoy a leisurely walk in the park, but finding your mind consumed by the thought of where the next public restroom is, or the fear of a sudden sneeze causing an embarrassing gush. This constant internal negotiation takes a significant toll on mental well-being, leading to increased stress, decreased self-confidence, and a growing reluctance to participate in activities that were once sources of pleasure. The insidious nature of this fear is that it often goes unaddressed, tucked away as a private struggle, fueled by a societal narrative that subtly suggests incontinence is an inevitable part of aging, something to be managed with absorbent products rather than truly overcome. Doesn't that resonate with you? Many women resort to wearing multiple pads, changing them frequently, and even carrying extra clothes, all in an attempt to maintain a facade of control while the underlying issue continues to erode their quality of life. The mental energy expended on managing this fear is truly staggering. The widespread adoption of pads as the primary solution for bladder control issues is a profound misconception that often exacerbates the problem rather than resolving it. While pads certainly offer a convenient way to manage leaks in the short term, they fundamentally fail to address the root causes of urinary incontinence. By providing an external absorbent layer, pads inadvertently allow the pelvic floor muscles to become weaker over time, as the body learns to rely on the external support rather than engaging its intrinsic mechanisms for bladder control. This can create a vicious cycle. The more you rely on pads, the less your pelvic floor muscles are challenged, leading to further weakening and potentially more frequent or severe leaks. Think about how this might apply to your own life. Furthermore, the very act of wearing pads can lead to a host of secondary issues, including skin irritation, rashes, and urinary tract infections, due to constant moisture and warmth against the skin. The cost of continuously purchasing pads also adds a significant financial burden, compounding the emotional and physical toll. Instead of empowering women to regain control over their bodies, pads can subtly reinforce a sense of helplessness, framing incontinence as a problem to be contained rather than a condition that can often be significantly improved or even resolved. It's a simple truth, isn't it? Relying solely on pads is akin to putting a bandage on a wound that requires stitches. It might temporarily cover the issue, but it won't facilitate true healing or long-term recovery. The solution lies not in absorption, but in rehabilitation and strengthening. Beyond the personal anxiety, bladder concerns often lead to a profound sense of social isolation and a drastic reduction in engaging in enjoyable activities. The constant worry about leaks can transform what were once anticipated social outings into sources of dread. Imagine having to decline an invitation to a friend's luncheon, a grandchild's school play, or a vibrant community event simply because the logistics of managing your bladder feel overwhelming. The fear of an embarrassing accident in public, the perceived need to be constantly close to a restroom, or the sheer discomfort of wearing absorbent products can become a significant barrier to social participation. This isn't just about missing a single event. It's the cumulative effect of countless missed opportunities, leading to a shrinking social circle and a diminishing sense of connection to the world outside your home. Perhaps you've felt this too. The once vibrant social life can gradually dwindle, replaced by quiet evenings and solitary days. This self-imposed isolation can lead to feelings of loneliness, depression, and a loss of identity, as hobbies and passions that once brought joy are abandoned. The impact extends beyond social events to everyday activities. A trip to the grocery store becomes a carefully planned military operation, and a leisurely walk in the park is cut short by the need for a bathroom break. This erosion of freedom and spontaneity is a significant and often overlooked consequence of living with unaddressed bladder issues. The solution to breaking free from the shackles of social isolation and activity limitation imposed by bladder concerns lies in a multi-pronged approach that combines proactive bladder management strategies with a renewed commitment to re-engaging with life. Firstly, and perhaps most importantly, is addressing the underlying bladder dysfunction. This might involve consulting with a pelvic floor physical therapist who can assess muscle strength and coordination, providing targeted exercises and biofeedback to retrain and strengthen the pelvic floor. Understanding your bladder triggers. Identifying which foods, drinks, or activities might exacerbate symptoms can also empower you to make informed choices. For instance, reducing caffeine or acidic beverages might significantly improve bladder control for some. Secondly, developing a bladder routine can provide a sense of control and predictability. This could involve scheduled bathroom breaks, gradually extending the time between voids to retrain the bladder, rather than rushing to the restroom at the first urge. As confidence in bladder control improves, intentionally planning small, manageable social outings can be a vital step. Start with short visits to trusted friends or family, gradually increasing the duration and complexity of social engagements. Consider activities that offer easy restroom access, such as a movie theater or a museum, as you rebuild your confidence. Thirdly, communicating with trusted friends and family about your challenges can foster understanding and support, reducing the burden of secrecy. Many women find that sharing their experiences reveals that they are not alone and that others are facing similar issues. Reconnecting with old hobbies or exploring new interests that can be enjoyed in a supportive environment, such as a community art class or a gentle yoga group, can also be incredibly beneficial. The key is to gradually challenge the boundaries that bladder concerns have created, moving from avoidance to active engagement, supported by a growing sense of physical control and renewed confidence. If you're still with me, comment one thing related to the video, and your support means a lot, and also so that you don't miss another video by aging gracefully 60. Beyond the emotional and social impacts, the continuous reliance on absorbent pads presents a range of tangible physical discomforts and potential health risks that are often overlooked. The primary function of a pad is to absorb moisture, and while this prevents visible leaks, it also means that your skin is in prolonged contact with dampness. This creates a perpetually moist and warm environment, an ideal breeding ground for bacteria and yeast. Consequently, many women who wear pads regularly experience recurring skin irritation, redness, chafing, and even painful rashes in the delicate perineal area. This discomfort can range from a persistent itch to significant burning, making even simple movements painful. Imagine trying to exercise or simply enjoy a day out when your skin is constantly irritated and sore. This constant irritation can be debilitating and further reduce quality of life. Furthermore, the chemical components present in some disposable pads, such as fragrances or dyes, can trigger allergic reactions in sensitive individuals, exacerbating skin problems. Perhaps more concerning are the increased risks of urinary tract infections, UTIs, that often accompany consistent pad use. The warm, moist environment created by pads, combined with potential skin breakdown from irritation, provides an easy pathway for bacteria to enter the urethra and ascend into the bladder, leading to painful and frequently recurring UTIs. These infections can cause burning during urination, frequent urges, and a general feeling of malaise, and if left untreated, can even lead to more serious kidney infections. It's a reality many of us face, isn't it? The cycle becomes particularly frustrating. Incontinence leads to pad use, which in turn increases the risk of UTIs, which can then worsen bladder control issues due to bladder irritation. Additionally, the bulkiness of pads, especially those designed for heavier flow, can alter gait and posture, leading to subtle changes in movement patterns that may contribute to back pain or discomfort in the hips and knees over time. The physical burden of managing and constantly worrying about pad-related issues adds another layer of complexity to daily life, making true comfort and freedom feel elusive. The solution to mitigating the physical discomfort and health risks associated with pad use lies in a two-pronged approach, prioritizing targeted interventions to reduce the need for pads, and, when pads are necessary, adopting meticulous hygiene practices and choosing appropriate products. The most effective strategy is to address the underlying cause of incontinence so that reliance on pads can be minimized or eliminated altogether. This involves professional medical assessment to diagnose the type and severity of incontinence, followed by appropriate interventions such as pelvic floor muscle training, lifestyle modifications, or, in some cases, medical procedures. For instance, a pelvic floor physical therapist can teach proper techniques for Kegel exercises and provide biofeedback to ensure effective muscle engagement, directly targeting the source of many bladder control issues. While working towards reducing pad dependency, it is crucial to adopt best practices for pad use. This includes changing pads frequently, even if they don't feel saturated, to prevent prolonged skin exposure to moisture. Opting for breathable, unscented, and dye-free pads made from hypoallergenic materials can significantly reduce the risk of skin irritation and allergic reactions. Consider using barrier creams or ointments to protect the skin from moisture and friction, creating a protective layer that helps prevent rashes and breakdown. Thorough and gentle perineal hygiene is also paramount. This means washing the area with mild soap and water, or a gentle pH balance cleanser, and ensuring it is completely dry before applying a new pad. Choosing cotton underwear and loose-fitting clothing can further enhance air circulation and reduce warmth and moisture. Regularly consulting with your healthcare provider about any persistent skin issues or recurring UTIs is essential, as these can be indicators that your current pad use and hygiene routine are insufficient or that a more comprehensive treatment plan for your bladder is needed. Imagine the difference this could make, stepping away from the constant discomfort and towards a healthier, more comfortable existence. The challenges of bladder control can cast a long shadow over one of the most fundamental aspects of human connection: intimacy and relationships. For many women over 60, the fear of leakage during sexual activity or even just the discomfort of wearing pads can lead to a significant decline in sexual confidence and desire. This isn't just about physical acts. It's about the emotional closeness and vulnerability that intimacy fosters. The worry of an accidental leak can create a mental barrier, making it difficult to relax and fully engage in intimate moments. This internal struggle often manifests as avoidance, leading to a decreased frequency of sexual activity or a complete withdrawal from it. The unspoken shame and embarrassment associated with incontinence can also make it difficult to communicate openly with a partner, creating a silent wedge in the relationship. Think about how this might apply to your own life. A woman might feel less desirable, less confident in her body, and fear rejection or judgment from her partner. This erosion of self-esteem can lead to a deeper sense of isolation within the relationship, as the emotional distance grows. It's a reality many of us face. The spontaneity that often fuels passion can be replaced by anxiety and meticulous planning, which in itself can extinguish desire. The impact extends beyond physical intimacy to emotional intimacy as well. The constant preoccupation with bladder control can make one less present in conversations, less willing to share deeply, and more withdrawn, creating a subtle barrier to emotional connection with a partner, family, and friends. Addressing the impact of bladder control issues on intimacy and relationships requires a sensitive and multifaceted approach that prioritizes open communication, explores various solutions, and fosters self-acceptance. The cornerstone of rebuilding intimacy is honest and empathetic communication with your partner. It's crucial to express your concerns, fears, and frustrations openly, helping your partner understand the emotional toll that incontinence is taking. This can transform a source of unspoken tension into an opportunity for shared understanding and support. Many partners are more understanding and supportive than imagined, and open dialogue can alleviate the burden of secrecy and shame. Next, actively seeking solutions for bladder control can significantly alleviate the anxiety that impacts intimacy. This could involve exploring medical treatments such as medication, physical therapy, or even surgical options, depending on the diagnosis. A pelvic floor physical therapist can provide tailored exercises and strategies that specifically address incontinence during sexual activity, such as learning how to contract muscles at opportune moments. There are also specific positions that may be more comfortable and reduce pressure on the bladder during intercourse. Furthermore, considering specialized products designed for intimacy, such as absorbent underwear or protective coverings for bedding, can provide a sense of security and reduce fear of leaks, allowing for greater relaxation and spontaneity. Beyond physical solutions, focusing on non-penetrative forms of intimacy, cuddling, massage, shared experiences, and emotional connection can help rebuild closeness and reassure both partners of the strength of their bond. Rebuilding self-confidence is also vital. This can involve focusing on positive body image, engaging in self-care, and remembering that incontinence is a medical condition, not a personal failing. Ultimately, by addressing the physical aspects of bladder control, fostering open communication, and nurturing emotional connection, women can reclaim a fulfilling and intimate life with their partners, moving beyond the limitations imposed by bladder concerns. Doesn't that resonate with you? One of the most frequently overlooked and misunderstood aspects of bladder issues in women over 60 is the critical role of pelvic floor weakness. Many women simply attribute their leaks to getting older or childbirth, without realizing that a significant portion of bladder control problems stem directly from a compromised pelvic floor. The pelvic floor is a complex sling of muscles, ligaments, and connective tissues that stretch like a hammock across the bottom of the pelvis, supporting the bladder, uterus, and rectum. These muscles are essential for maintaining continence, as they surround the urethra and contract to close it off when needed. Over time, factors such as pregnancy, childbirth, especially vaginal deliveries, chronic straining from constipation or heavy lifting, menopause-related hormonal changes, and even prolonged coughing can weaken or damage these vital muscles. When the pelvic floor muscles lose their strength and elasticity, they are less able to support the bladder effectively or to adequately close the urethra, leading to various types of incontinence, most commonly stress urinary incontinence, leaks with coughs, sneezes, laughs, or exercise, and urgency incontinence, a sudden, strong urge to urinate that's hard to control. The problem is, many women aren't even aware of their pelvic floor, let alone how to properly engage these muscles. They might be doing Kegels incorrectly, or simply not doing them at all, under the assumption that pads are the only answer. This lack of awareness perpetuates the problem, as the root cause goes unaddressed, leading to a continued reliance on external solutions rather than internal empowerment. It's a simple truth, isn't it? The true power to regain bladder control often lies literally within. The solution to addressing bladder issues rooted in pelvic floor weakness is comprehensive pelvic floor rehabilitation, which goes far beyond just doing a few Kegel exercises. The first and most crucial step is to seek out a specialized healthcare professional, ideally a pelvic floor physical therapist, PT. These therapists have advanced training in assessing the function and strength of the pelvic floor muscles. They can accurately diagnose the specific type of pelvic floor dysfunction, whether it's weakness, tightness, or poor coordination. During an evaluation, a pelvic floor PT will often conduct an internal examination to assess muscle strength, endurance, and proper contraction. This is vital because many women perform Kegels incorrectly, either bearing down instead of lifting, or engaging other muscles like the glutes or inner thighs, rendering the exercise ineffective. Once a proper assessment is made, the therapist will design a personalized exercise program. This program typically includes specific pelvic floor exercises that focus on isolated contractions, endurance holds, and rapid contractions, tailored to individual needs. Biofeedback is a highly effective tool often used in pelvic floor physical therapy. This involves placing sensors, either externally or internally, that provide real-time feedback on a screen, showing you whether you are engaging the correct muscles and how strongly. This visual feedback is incredibly empowering, allowing women to see their pelvic floor muscles working and learn to control them effectively. In addition to exercises, a pelvic floor PT will also provide education on bladder habits, such as timed voiding and avoiding, just-in-case peeing, lifestyle modifications, like managing constipation and proper lifting techniques, and dietary changes that can support bladder health. They might also address breathing techniques, posture, and core strength, as these are all interconnected with pelvic floor function. Imagine the difference this could make, moving from uncertainty to confident control through targeted professional guidance. This holistic approach empowers women not only to strengthen their pelvic floor but also to understand and optimize their overall bladder health, significantly reducing or eliminating the need for pads. While the personal impacts of bladder issues are paramount, it's also important to acknowledge the significant financial and environmental burden that the continuous use of disposable pads places on women over 60 and the planet. For many, bladder control products become a recurring, often substantial line item in their monthly budget. The cost of daily pads, especially for those experiencing moderate to heavy leaks, can quickly add up, becoming a drain on fixed incomes or retirement savings. This isn't a one-time purchase. It's a perpetual expense that can amount to hundreds, if not thousands of dollars per year. Think about how this might apply to your own life. For those on limited budgets, this can mean making difficult choices between essential needs and managing incontinence, leading to a compromise on either comfort or financial stability. The hidden financial cost often goes unmentioned, adding another layer of silent stress to an already challenging situation. This ongoing outlay of cash for a temporary fix is a stark reminder that pads are a management tool, not a solution. Beyond the personal financial strain, the environmental impact of billions of disposable pads ending up in landfills annually is staggering and often overlooked. Most disposable pads are made from a combination of plastic, synthetic fibers, and absorbent gels. These materials are not biodegradable and can take hundreds of years to decompose, contributing significantly to landfill waste and plastic pollution. The manufacturing process itself also consumes considerable resources, including water and energy, and can produce harmful chemicals. Imagine the sheer volume of waste generated by a single woman using multiple pads every day for years. Multiply that by millions of women globally, and the environmental footprint becomes immense. Doesn't that resonate with you? The discrete nature of pads also means that the disposal of used products often adds to household waste, further contributing to the problem. It's a reality many of us face, where a personal convenience carries a collective environmental cost that we often don't consider when making our daily choices. The reliance on disposable products for a long-term medical condition highlights the unsustainability of a system that prioritizes convenience over comprehensive, lasting solutions and environmental responsibility. The solution to alleviating the financial and environmental burden of disposable pads lies in shifting away from a reliance on single-use products towards sustainable alternatives and, more importantly, investing in treatments that reduce or eliminate the need for pads altogether. Financially, exploring reusable options can offer significant long-term savings. This includes washable, absorbent underwear specifically designed for incontinence, which can be laundered and reused for years, drastically cutting down on recurring monthly expenses. While the initial investment might be higher, the cost per use is dramatically lower. Environmentally, these reusable products reduce landfill waste and the consumption of resources associated with continuous manufacturing and disposal. Another sustainable option gaining traction is the use of internal devices like pessaries, which can provide support for prolapse or stress incontinence, thereby reducing or eliminating the need for external pads. These devices are medically fitted and can be reused or replaced less frequently. The most impactful solution, however, remains addressing the root causes of incontinence through effective treatments, thereby diminishing or completely removing the need for any absorbent products. This includes dedicated pelvic floor physical therapy, lifestyle modifications, and, if appropriate, medical or surgical interventions. Investing in these treatments, whether through insurance or personal funds, can seem like a significant upfront cost. But when weighed against the cumulative financial burden of years of pad purchases and the emotional cost of living with incontinence, the long-term savings and improvements in quality of life are immeasurable. Furthermore, advocating for broader insurance coverage of pelvic floor physical therapy and other conservative treatments can help make these sustainable solutions more accessible to a wider population. By choosing durable, reusable alternatives when pads are still necessary, and by prioritizing comprehensive treatment strategies, women can take control not only of their bladder health but also contribute to a more sustainable and financially responsible future, freeing themselves from the endless cycle of buying and discarding disposable products. Imagine the difference this could make for your wallet and the planet. As we've explored today, the unspoken truth about your bladder for women over 60 isn't just about the inconvenience of leaks. It's about the profound impact on our freedom, confidence, social connections, intimacy, physical health, and even our financial and environmental well-being. Pads, while offering temporary containment, are not the answer to a problem that requires a deeper, more empowering approach. By understanding the underlying issues, particularly pelvic floor weakness, and by actively seeking comprehensive solutions, from specialized physical therapy and lifestyle adjustments to open communication and sustainable alternatives, we can reclaim control over our bodies and our lives. This isn't just a challenge. It's an invitation to cultivate resilience, embrace new possibilities, and truly live life to its fullest. By understanding the common pitfalls and proactively applying these solutions, we empower ourselves to navigate the later stages of life with confidence and joy. The journey of aging can be, and should be, filled with vibrancy, connection, and uninhibited freedom, far beyond the limitations that a neglected bladder can impose. If this discussion resonated with you, and you're ready to embrace aging as an adventure rather than an endpoint, then please, take a moment to subscribe to Aging Gracefully 60. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content designed specifically for you. Hit that like button if you found this video helpful, and share it with anyone you know who could benefit from these insights. And as always, remember to leave your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your perspective enriches our entire community. Together, we can redefine what it means to age gracefully.